So healthcare has come a long way in a relatively short period of time. About 10 years ago or so, very few hospitals or even physician clinics or any of the settings of care that we typically go to as patients had electronic health records. Most were still largely paper-based businesses. Over the last probably 7, 8, 9 years, there's been a rapid advancement in the adoption of electronic health record systems. That was sort of the beginning of the sort of digital journey that's taken place in healthcare and has helped catch up healthcare to the rest of the world, so to speak. So now that we have all of this great data that's been captured inside of electronic health records, or EHR, now what do we do with that information? And we've digitized it to a certain extent, and now we have to rationalize how we can exchange that data across the care continuum. So when you go as a patient to your primary care physician and you find out that you may have to go have a procedure at the hospital, the data that exists in the electronic health record system inside a physician's practice has to somehow find its way, or at least the key elements have to find its way to where you're being transferred or where you're having that procedure, perhaps at the hospital. So that notion of interoperability is important. So technology has, even though we still have a long way to go to provide a secure, efficient, interoperable exchange of healthcare information, technology's come a long way in helping to advance that cause. The other area where technology is really becoming important is the use of the data, not just the exchange of it, but the use of the data so that we can begin to extract really meaningful insights from that data to use for things like rendering better clinical or medical decisions, to improve the quality of care, to improve the experience of care for the patient, as well as to hopefully drive down the cost of care, which is a real big problem for us in the United States. So technology is really becoming important. Things like artificial intelligence and machine learning, all critical components and contributors to improving the quality and driving down the cost of